This arrived through the post today. It's something I've seen before online, Kracie popin cookin, and it's a candy kit, but in the style of making sushi, and I thought it'd be quite interesting and entertaining to make one up. So let's get this packet open, and we'll see how it goes together. There are lots of videos on YouTube of these things being made, because they make a whole range of stuff. But this one looks by far the most interesting. And it comes as a series of sachets. And the plastic wrapper also has some sort of measurement guides, but I'm not sure I'll end up using that. And here's how it works. It basically has a little bit of black candy, chewy candy. It has these powders that mix with water, and they form gels. It's got a little stirrer and a squeezy bottle. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this little compartment here, which is for cleaning your implements in. So I've got some water here. This is not an easy thing to fill. The plastic tray has indentations that sort of levels that you fill it up to actually make this stuff. You fill it up to the height of the mark with water, and then you add the powder. So the first thing I'm going to make is the rice. It's got a number 1 in here to show it's the first item that's get made. Although I noticed that the last items it says A and B. So let's get the water in there. I think part of the fun of this is just actually make it in the first place. And this, going by what I've seen online, this is by far the messiest bit. So we start off with the cyan coloured packet here, the sort of light blue packet. Is this going to open easily? Has it got a wee mark to open it? Let's find out. Yes, it does. And this is supposed to emulate the rice of the sushi, so I'm going to pour it in. I'm going to cut that open a wee bit more because it needs to flow out a bit faster than that. And all the videos so far, I can smell the sort of fruity smell already. All the videos so far show people having a really bad time making this rice up. So let's see how this goes. It smells like bubble gum. Yeah, I could see why they have a hard time with this. It's supposed to go sort of granular, which it kind of is, I suppose. I suppose that's just fairly large grain sort of gel. This is where most other videos pause. I'm not going to pause. I'm going to show you the full horrors of making this up. Yeah, messy. Right, okay. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's going to go much more than that. I think that's it more or less just dampened. And that appears to be all it has to be, just sort of dampened up a bit. Okay, because it's going to get mashed together your fingers into sort of sushi-shaped sort of rice portions afterwards. Yep, I think that's about it. I don't think it's going to go any more than that. I'm probably wrong. Let's wash the little spoon. What's next? 2 egg. So the next 2 sachets are these ones. One is yellow and one is pink. And let's put the water in here. And this is supposed to emulate the sort of egg roll on top of the sushi. So let's get the water into this one. And at the same time, I'm going to squirt the water into that one, since we're going to be making 2 similar ones at the same time. Yeah, the little squirty thing is quite annoying to use. I've probably put too much in. That's probably going to affect it really badly. So let's start off with the yellow. This emulates the egg. Let's cut that off and dip it in. Am I going to... Yep, that I should have actually cut a bigger portion off. I'm just concerned about it going everywhere. So this gel goes into here. It's a jelly. It's going to set hard. Well, not hard. It's going to set in a sort of gelatinous way. So where's the little scoop? Let's kind of chop that up and make it wet and try not to ping it everywhere. Well, that's not bad, actually. I'm having better results so far than the other videos I've seen. Although having said that, I've probably just jinxed myself by saying that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Let's give that a wee wash, and let's get the sachet of the pink one open and tip that in there. I'll just rip the whole top off. Fruity smells. I don't know if they're, well, I'll tell you afterwards what they taste like. I'm kind of secretly hoping that the yellow one was going to taste eggy, because you just never know what you're going to get from Japan. Japan is weird, and we like that. This one, yeah, it doesn't feel as though it's actually, maybe I'm using more water here. Oh, it's not bad. Oh no, I've just contaminated the cleansing water. Okay. Next comes possibly the most entertaining bit. What is this? Oh, that's probably the soya sauce type emulant. This is by far the most interesting bit. So we've got a little green sachet here. And it gets tipped, if I can find where it opens. It gets tipped into here, and I'm guessing this is a calcium salt. It's quite interesting. I completely forgot to add the water in there beforehand. Okay, I don't think it really matters so much, because this isn't going to be... Oh, have I done that right? Why has it gone blue? Have I put the right thing in there? I think I've put the right thing in there. Okay, and I'll stir that up. So this is a calcium salt, and this is where it gets a bit sort of weird and creepy. It's a sort of culinary thing. I might just wash this. No, I'll be careful what I do, because I don't want to contaminate this next one, because the two of them react. So let's put this one up to its limit, little water level. And this one, I'm guessing, is sodium alginate. Sodium alginate is a naturally occurring chemical in things, well, looking at the ingredients, the allergy list in this, it suggests squid. And it's a naturally occurring thing for, I'm just trying to wash, oh no, I just wiped that with my fingers now, they're all fruity. So it's a naturally occurring chemical that's used by aquatic organism type things to heal themselves. And basically speaking, when they get injured and this liquid runs out of them, it immediately gels in contact with the seawater. The sort of calcium, it reacts with the calcium in the sea. Is there much calcium in the sea? I'm not really sure. So I'm going to have to be very careful not to mix this with that one, because it is apparently going to react. This is also a popular thing in designer cuisine. So let's make sure it's all mixed thoroughly well together, where they make sort of champagne pearls and things like that. It may also be how they make some of the bubble tea, where they've got liquid-filled bubbles. I think that's about right. I'm not sure if you're supposed to leave for any length of time, because I don't speak Japanese. And then you pick this up. Shall we just zoom in just a tiny bit to catch the excitement here? And you suck some of the orange liquid up, and then you drip it from a modest height into the other liquid. That doesn't look like it's working at all. Yeah, I'm not sure that's how it's supposed to... It's kind of working. It doesn't look very spherical. But what's actually happening is that when you drip this liquid in, it's going down as a small ball, and it's instantly hardening when it hits the liquid, just the outside shell of it though. So yeah, so I'm just going to sort of... It's getting better. Definitely getting better. Let's make a modest amount of this by dripping it in. And once when it drips in, it doesn't mix with the other pellets, because they've already sort of gelled, hopefully. I'm saying that, I'll scoop it out and it'll be just one big congealed lump. It's a very weird stuff, the sodium alginate. You can buy it on as the pure chemical on places like Amazon and eBay, I think, because it is used in the sort of culinary industry for specialist things, as I say, like the champagne bubbles, or they sometimes do huge things with it. By carefully lowering a spoonful of the stuff into the liquid, you can effectively create a huge ball that's sort of gelled on the outside like an olive. Rather weirdly, in China, they make fake eggs. And I'm by fake eggs, I'm talking, it's got the shell, it's got the liquid white, and it's got the liquid yolk in it. And they sell them as real eggs, but they're actually made using this sort of sodium alginate stuff to create the sort of gelling yolk, then the gel the outside of the white with that yolk inside it, and then put some sort of calcium shell around that. There's videos, again, on YouTube. There's videos on YouTube of absolutely everything. I think that's enough. I think I'm tempting fate here. But this is good because the slight delay of me doing this also gives time for these to set. Have these set yet? I'll soon find out. They've kind of set, yep. Yeah, that's pretty promising. Right, let's make our sushi. So I'm just going to just nudge back out for this. And try and make the sushi. So let's get a bit of black candy. And the idea of the black candy is that you knead it like putty, like Play-Doh, and you make a flat ribbon of it. This is where it gets all yucky because you're handling it excessively. Would you accept this from someone else after they'd made it? Nah, maybe not, because you just wouldn't know what sort of hygiene they'd had. Is that just weird? It's like when you go to coffee mornings and you get the sort of cake at the church and some smelly old ratbag had her hands down her knickers while she was making it. Did I really just say that? Yes, I did. Right, I think that's more or less it. That's not anything like it looks online. Not to worry. Let's grab some of this stuff, the rice stuff, and shape it. So this is now kind of gelled, and you're supposed to form it into a neat little sushi type shape, which is kind of happening. Yeah, lots of fingering going on here. And then you scoop the egg and lay it on top of the sushi like that, and that is supposed to be your nigiri with the sort of egg on top. Okay, so I'll put that down there like that. Likewise, you get the salmon topped one, which, so let's shape another blob of this stuff. It does say you should wet your fingers when you're doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm a rebel, a sushi rebel. Scoop that on. Now this kit actually came from an eBay seller, which it's patterned on top to make it look the part, and they were in Australia, but it got shipped from Japan. It seems they've got a branch in Australia, and they also put listings there. Oh, I've got lots of powder at the bottom here, so I really didn't mix that up well enough. Oh well. And this is the bit that gets interesting, because you have to get your wee strip of candy and wrap it around the outside of this. Yeah, this is not working very well for me. I think this is something you need a lot of practice when in the. Yeah, and then nub it down like that, nab it down, and then shove in your little eggs. Oh, this is all going horribly wrong, rather predictably. So here's the little eggs. Oh, they look the part. They look like glossy little pearls. And this is where I'm inevitably going to try to put far too many in, and they're just going to spill everywhere and roll about. Yeah, I'm going to overdo it. If it's worth doing with excess. The slogan of one of the scariest Disney attractions in history. Oh, that's all right. It's kind of worked. It looks the part. Have I pretty much? Yeah, that's all falling apart. Yeah, it's falling apart. It's disintegrating. I've screwed up. Okay, I think it's time to test this. So, yeah, let's get a closer look at how it's turned out. That looks quite neat, doesn't it? That actually looks quite good, he said, dropping it and spilling it everywhere. Ah, right, okay. The rice is bubblegummy. Little pearls do actually pop. This stuff also bubblegummy. Gubble-bummy. Oh, you know what I forgot to make? The sushi, the soya sauce. Hold on. Let's get back out here and pour that in there. Not sure if that's where it's supposed to pour. Is that going to thicken up? I don't know. Oh, it's going everywhere. Excellent. I'd guess this might be cola flavoured, this one. So let's try one of these. The jelly doesn't have an awful lot of sweetness or flavour. It's okay though. The overwhelming taste is the bubblegumminess of the rice. I guess that's just mixed fruit flavour, really. So let's take a wee scoop of this and taste it. Oh. It's not really cool. It's more just... It's not really got a flavour. It's slightly sweet, but not really a flavour. And that just leaves... The little pearls are quite nice. Quite like little pearls. So yeah, that was actually quite fun to make. It's very messy, but very entertaining. So they do a whole range of these, including ones that you get animal shapes and you put it into a sort of gel stuff and then you drop colours into it sets. And lots of weird themes. But yeah, so the range is called Kracie, Kracie, popin, Popin, cookin, cookin. And it's very weird, but definitely quite entertaining.